Are car values dropping for non-bespoke vehicles? Hi guys, I'm Austin. Welcome back to the channel, and today we need to go over a lot of what's going on in the industry right now. People all over the board, everywhere in the United States, are noticing how for vehicles that aren't exactly bespoke or extremely exclusive, the values are seeming like they're going down. Again, this doesn't apply to one-off cars or custom vehicles. This applies to vehicles such as the Corvette Z06, a Stingray, even to competitor cars from Ford, Dodge, and more American brands. There's a lot to go over in today's video, so I want to get straight to it. Now, if we roll back the clock, a couple of years ago, well, hopefully you saw many of the vehicles that we checked out at dealerships having massive markups. When the new Shelby GT500 was coming out, I remember going to dealerships and seeing massive markups, $100,000+ over a sticker. The Corvette Z06 was the same way. Near me in SoCal, too many dealerships had crazy markups. So crazy, the markups were they were insane. Now, you can pretty much buy a Corvette Z06 for MSRP or less. Real quickly, guys, this video is brought to you by Speed Phenom Film. I'm over here in the studio right now. If you need any paint protection film work applied to your Tesla, sports car, any vehicle you own, please reach out to us at 760-496-8607. We give the best prices around at our state-of-the-art facility here in the beaches of Carlsbad, California. So we take care of our followers, our subscribers here on the channel. That's why this company was formed. So again, you won't beat these deals. Reach out to us via our phone number or email support@speedphenomfilm.com. You'll find all of our contact information down below. We also provide tinting services and ceramic coating. Anyways, back to the content. I'm so curious how this changed. It changed so fast. This doesn't really apply to people buying new cars that are within this model year, I would say, or vehicles that have exclusive and unique options on them. Now, the values for, let's say, a mass production Stingray or even a BMW, some of these vehicles are not holding as much as they used to. We can look at trends all over the board from auction websites. We can also look at trends all over the board from what we're seeing at car dealers. I'm not finding big markups. I even walked into a Mercedes-Benz dealer recently, and they informed me how their markups are basically done. The audience isn't there anymore to buy a brand new Mercedes-Benz with a big markup on it. It's shocking to me thinking about how the market used to be, then comparing it to how it was now. I want to comment on some vehicles that are really holding out with good value. Vehicles like the Shelby GT350R. It's pretty much not gone down, has it? So we're going to spin this video to really go over what vehicles are holding their value and what ones are dropping. The market as a whole is changing pretty fast. I will say that we're seeing all these electric vehicle pushes. Now there may not be as much of a driving push towards electric vehicles. We're gonna see over the horizon in America. But first, I want to talk more about that Shelby GT350R and why I think it's holding out so good when it comes to the resale value. Now, I did buy a 2016 Shelby GT350R. It was so much fun. It had a manual transmission. Luckily, on this hard drive, I have some track footage of me driving it. I'll just lay it over the screen right now. It was an incredible car. It sounds so good. I loved seeing the manual gear knob inside of a Ford Mustang. Nowadays, they're pretty hard to find. They really are. Most people don't really prefer buying a manual car. This was a manual-only car. That's why I'm saying it like that. You could only buy a Shelby GT350 or a GT350R with a 6-speed manual transmission. I feel like nowadays brands, they wouldn't do that anymore. They're afraid to do that because, well, many people don't want the extra effort required to shift. Don't get me wrong. I fully understand why people will buy the automatic over manual. On the track, you're faster in the automatic. I would just say go for the auto, as long as you have proper transcoolers to make sure that the 10-speed automatic doesn't overheat. I know in the past I did test out a Ford Mustang GT Performance Pack 2. This is many years ago. This is like 2018. Yeah, 2018, 2019, and the thing overheated on the track. I was bummed out about it. Now, flash forward to today. Ford's really solved that with the Dark Horse. They have the proper coolers in it. Same goes for the GT500, which houses the dual clutch transmission. With this Mustang GT350 being manual only, it really shut off a certain segment of buyers. So people really getting into it, I think, were enthusiasts, proper enthusiasts. I believe all the elements that were infused in that car, making it such a unique production run, such as a flat plane crank, an 8,000 RPM redline for a Mustang, the greatest sounding Mustang ever, a lightweight build, and a very balanced drive. It's one of the greatest driving cars ever, in my opinion. It's just created that enigma, that aura around it, where people look at it similar now to like the '05 Ford GTs. It's just unique. I think Ford nailed it with that car. Just look at Dodge Vipers. If you got a final year ACR, well, there's nothing like it. You can't get a new ACR, they're not making a new one. It was the fastest, or still is the fastest, American car on the Nürburgring until probably the Mustang GT comes out with the lap time. It's a really cool car. Values are holding strong. Let's talk about vehicles where the value isn't really holding up too strong. You can buy a Dodge Challenger Hellcat for less than sticker. Apparently the Dodge Demon 170 market was way up here. Now it's coming down. Did they make too many of them? That's the interesting factor. Yes, they're in the thousands, the Dodge Demons. I don't know, because when the Demon came out, so many people were flipping it. So many people were flipping that car. I've never seen a vehicle, ever, that had more flippers than that Dodge Demon 170 when it first came out. Actually, no, I would say the Ford GT, but it took like 3 years for owners to be able to sell the Ford GT to flip it, because there was the owner's contract. I believe there was a contract for the Dodge Challenger Demon 170, but some dealers didn't force their clientele, their customers, to actually sign it. Regardless, people made a lot of money on it, and when there's a mass influx on the used market of the Demon 170, people trying to flip, make money, I think that contributed to the valuations of the vehicle, but I don't know if it truly was different enough. There's been the Hellcat, the Red Eye, the Demon, the Jailbreak. There's so many different high horsepower versions of the same car. Yeah, the Demon 170 had the most amount of horsepower ever. It was pretty incredible. I still think it's an incredible car. I really enjoyed my time driving it. But on the street, you don't really notice how different it is compared to the other Hellcats, in my experience, or the Jailbreaks. They all drive pretty similarly, with the same interior, with the same transmission, except, you get the trans brake in the Demon 170. Regardless, you really know the difference when you drive it fast and hard. I think what makes some cars hold their value more than others is being truly crazy, truly unique, in the sense that there aren't many others like it. The GT350, it's holding its value because there's nothing else like it. Same with the '05, '06 Ford GT. There's nothing else like it. Everyone's got their eyes on the next thing. However, the Demon 170 values could shoot really high up because Dodge has completely changed direction. They're now fully focused on the electric vehicles. Is it going to work? I don't know. That's a whole different topic for another video. We need to get vehicles that are going to stand the test of time. Look at a Ferrari 296 GTB or a Ferrari SF90. I don't think these vehicles have held their value because everyone knows it's not the end-all be-all car. There's going to be a better version of the 296 GTB. There's going to be a better version of the SF90. These better versions are going to have updated powertrains, updated electric battery systems, inherently giving you more power, acceleration, and range. A lot of these electric vehicles have really not done well on the used marketplace. Let's look at dedicated EVs. You could have bought a Tesla Plaid for, $140-something thousand, and then they cut the price. Why they cut the price? Because they became cheaper to make and mass produce. Tesla was able to be more efficient with production, and since they are a one-stop shop, there's no dealer network where they have to change for wholesale pricing to retail pricing. They're able to say, let's just save everybody the cost. Instead of having the dealer make that difference and keep the price the same, let's just affect everybody. And that diminished values. What makes values go down inherently is when they make too many cars. I think this is the biggest telltale factor. When brands make too many cars where all these vehicles are similar. I don't think it affects vehicles that can be very unique. When you're buying a mass production vehicle where everyone has the same interior and you can choose between 4 to 5 colors, and they're making a couple $100,000 a year, or they're making tens of thousands a year, then you're looking at interesting water. What made prices go way up high is that the market was different. The COVID was happening, the market conditions shrunk when it comes to production, meaning these brands weren't able to produce as many cars. That made demand shoot up. Now that these brands have not only ramped up, they've accelerated production on these vehicles. They're just easy to get. They're becoming very easy to get. I hope you get my point here. My point here is to buy cars that are the best of what they are or the last of what they are. With all these brands going hybrid, McLaren, Ferrari, the last gas-powered cars like the F8, the 750, even to Lamborghini with their Ultium or SVJ, those are going to hold their value, I think, more than these entry-level, brand new generation hybrids. Because we all know that's level 1 so far. That's just, you're getting to the plasma TV, right? And then they're going to make the flat screens, the curved displays, the super thin, like nanotechnology stuff. It's early phase tech right now. It's only going to get better. Why would you act like that's the end-all, keep-all car, the first hybrids? In summary, I think a lot of these gas-dedicated cars are doing a lot better than the hybrid cars, simply because everyone knows how disposable this new generation is with automobiles. If you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, make sure to like button, it really help me out, and subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. While you do that, hit the notification bell, stay up to date with all the new content coming out. I'll see you in the next one.